Did it again. I was hoping there'd be no tech issues today. That was a minor glitch to start with. Well, Cats fans, welcome. We are live. Welcome. Guess what? It's happening again. It's 2022 all over again. The Cats, after round 9, were 5-4. We've now won 4 straight, on our way to 16 straight and another premiership, if you believe the hype that I'm trying to get across at the moment. But yes, it was the Cats again over the Gold Coast Suns. It was Geelong 9-7-61 versus Gold Coast 5-7-37. That makes it 8 straight losses for the Gold Coast Suns against Geelong Cats. 9 straight if you count another game they played during the COVID era as well. They cannot win. They haven't won. No coach, no player ever. Go away. Never come back unless you're Matt Rowell. We'll have you back maybe next year, ideally, if that's possible. That would be great. So, yes, this is Postgame Live. My name is Ben Reeve. Welcome. Cats got it done. It was a cold and wet, for the most part, evening/twilight afternoon, late afternoon at Cardinia Park. Cats played great footy for 4 quarters. I mean, yeah, we kind of lost that second quarter but we didn't throw it away, did we? We absolutely didn't throw it away. The Suns, to their credit, fought back a little bit, which you knew they would. They're a good football team. They were 4th on the ladder before this game. We were sitting in 5th coming into this one. You knew the Suns were going to throw something at us. But the Cats just fought the whole way through, and I just love what I saw tonight. It wasn't, there was a couple of highlights clearly, and I'll let our guests come on shortly and talk about that. But it was just a hard-fought, gutsy effort from the boys. I haven't seen Chris Scott's press conference yet. I will get around to that probably before I go to bed or first thing tomorrow morning. I imagine, though, he would be very, very proud about what the boys put out today. After a late out, I should say, about Bailey Smith reaching for his hamstring in a bit of a warm-up, and they decided maybe best to sort of not risk him this evening. Yes. So anyway, what is Postgame Live? Well, it's a bit like fan cams if you're familiar with some other YouTube channels, a bit like Blue Broad's probably the best obvious one. So it's like Talkback Radio with webcam. So just jump on if you want to have a chat. I'm about to post the link in the chat. There we go. I've got a couple of people ready to go. I can see Ben there and Kyri's in there as well. Just looking at the live chat, I can see Mark. G'day, Mark. How you going? The chaps are here. And Mark and the chaps are everywhere. Mighty Sparlock, as always. Who else we got in the chat at the moment? Scrolling through. Amy, love your work, Amy. And Shadu and Kate. Welcome to everyone. And I'll get to a little bit more chat a little bit later on. Jackie's there as well. So, yeah, we'll get some guests on tonight. We'll get a few regulars on. If you want to jump on for the first time ever, by all means, we love a newbie. Get on. Share your thoughts. We probably will allocate. I'll aim for 10 minutes, but it'll probably go a little bit longer than that for each guest. But I'll aim for about 10 minutes. If you don't want to talk for 10 minutes, if you just want to say a couple of things and jump off again, that's your call. We'd love to have a chat. Turn your camera on or don't turn your camera on. We'll just hear your lovely voice and you'll see me on the screen. If you don't want to share your face, that's fine as well. All right, so we'll probably go for around about 2 hours. If Paul James has his way, we'll be going for about 3 to 4 hours. But we'll see how we go. Depends on how many guests we get on. So let us know what you think of the game in the chat. Drop a question. I've got the Q&A set up tonight, so drop some questions for me. I will save some time at the end of the show to cover all that off. So, yes, drop as many questions as you like. And once we're through all our guests tonight, once we've booted Lukas out, which I'm sure will probably come in late, closer to midnight, we'll boot him out, and then I will do some Q&A for everyone. All right. Before we get our first guest on, quick shout out to a couple of sponsors of ours. Cyril Cook, florist, sponsor of the Hoops Crew Media Network. Drop your flowers in the chat below. And as always on Postgame Live, we give away a free large pizza thanks to the awesome folk at Shannon Pizza. And we'll talk about Shannon Pizza Neil at some point this evening, I'm sure. But thank you to Shannon Pizza on Shannon Avenue for giving away a large pizza. Jackie was the winner last week. We didn't actually get to give away a pizza on the show, on post-game live show last week because we had some technical issues. I have checked the internet speed. Things are going very, very nicely at the moment. So shouldn't be any issues. We are broadcasting on YouTube as always. Probably the best place to watch us on YouTube. But we're also out there on the Twitter world, or the X for the young ones, as they call it these days. So hello to everyone on Twitter. Come over and watch us on YouTube. But drop your thoughts in the chat. We'd love to hear you. All right. With that out of the way, let's get our first guest on. It's my good mate Ben. Here he is. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good. It was a good win. Just what needed to happen, no matter how the game went.
Great win, wasn't it? Got my pussycat coffee. I need a hot drink. It's cold in the garage tonight, but you like what you saw tonight?
I did, yeah. People will probably say it was a bit of a boring game. I didn't really get bored during the game at all. I thought there was always something happening, I guess. But yeah, it was probably a bit of probably Tyson Stengel, I guess, providing the highlight reel throughout the game.
He was pretty good, wasn't he? All those small forward types were pretty good tonight. I was thinking really hard. Was there anyone that stood out that maybe lowered their colours a little bit? It was not the ideal conditions for some. I wouldn't say anyone played bad. But that's why I love this show, Ben, because everyone has a different opinion on it. I'll probably get, I was saying to my partner on the way home, I bet you there'll be someone who'll come on that just sees it completely differently to how I've seen it. But Lucas wanted to drop Jezza, and he'll probably come on and say he wants to drop Jezza again now after that. So he's got his wish with Shannon Neal, though. He's cursed Shannon Neal.
And Dangerfield.
Drop the two of them. What'd you like? What else did you like from tonight?
I liked, we'll probably discuss this controversial later, but probably Tom Stewart got back into some of his good form, I guess. Probably hasn't really done much this year, but tonight he was probably good, yeah, and just getting back into good form.
Yeah, Tom's back, isn't he? He's definitely back. 14 marks. Getting suspended again, maybe. Which he does around about this time every year. He did hit, was it Noah Answorth, I think, in the ribs. Took him out. It won't be considered, it won't be a high bump, but can they call that charging? I'm not exactly sure of the interpretation of how that works, but potentially. I'll get him on something.
Go for the head. He hits him in the shoulder. So I guess we'll just have to see what the tribunal does, I guess.
There was a little bit of contact with the ground when he landed.
Yeah, he does hit his head, yeah.
So initiated by Tom in that situation, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what's happened with. We'll see what happens with that anyway. Did at any point you think we were in trouble? I didn't. How did you feel the game played out in front of your eyes?
I never really thought we were in trouble. I guess maybe early in the late second quarter and early of the third. Only a little bit of hesitation that they might be coming back, but nothing to be concerned about or felt threatened by Gold Coast or anything.
Yeah, they just didn't really like the conditions or adapt that well to the conditions tonight. And I think Geelong, pretty much from the opening bounce, were ready to play wet weather footy. And you've seen, it's just weird. At this AFL standard, some teams just oh, it's wet, is it? Have no idea that they've been kicking a footy around 10 minutes before the game and probably an hour before the game as well. And just all of a sudden the game starts we got to try and get territory, and that's how you win the game, is it? And just not trying to hit precise kicks and all that. But Cats were right on tonight, right from the start, and you just felt okay, can we hold this? Hopefully.
Yeah, they were pretty dominant throughout the game. I saw on the stat sheet we had way more disposals, contested possessions, marks inside 50s than them. And they have a good midfield as well, and we had probably our best midfielder out. So yeah, that was a big win in that area.
Have they got any big names out? Matty Rao was there, Noah Answorth, King was there.
Not really.
Who's their? I don't think he's their captain these days. Who was their captain last year? The name keeps escaping me.
Wits, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Anderson's their captain now.
Yeah, who was it previously?
Much.
What's his name? I've lost it.
Miller?
No, maybe. Took Miller. That's the one.
Yeah.
Took Miller. 20 touches tonight. Osh was on him for a fair chunk of the night. Did you like Osh's game? Not a huge possession game for Osh as normal, but what do you think of how he went?
I've liked his game the last few weeks, I guess, playing that tagging role. And then I guess it was a bit weird when when Jack Martin, he started on the bench but came on the field and went straight into the ruck rover position. I think he got a kick straight away. And then I think he had 12 touches, but I think he had 5 within his first 3 minutes on the ground. Thought, this could be something.
Yeah, he was going all right tonight. Shout out Jack Martin, by the way, first game for the club after crossing from Carlton last year and playing against his actual old mob in the Gold Coast Suns. He was drafted. I can't remember if he was a second or third pick or even first pick, but he was a top 3 pick from memory. Injuries, pretty much ruined most of his best years of his career, but he looked like he fit in the side tonight. What did you think? What was the eye test on you? Do you think he's got a place in this team moving forward, or
he does? I don't think he did too much, but I don't think he did too badly. In the end, he was playing on that halfback role. I thought because Henry wasn't playing, he'd be predominantly in the forward line. But yeah, I think he was playing halfback in the VFL, so we trialed him there. We didn't do too badly. We didn't do a lot, but not too badly. I thought at the moment he probably looks in the 22, I guess, but I think we'll know the answer to that probably in the next few weeks.
He looks to me like another Swiss Army type, a different type than a Mark Blitzarves, clearly, different body size and all that, but another one you reckon you can play down back and throw up forward and maybe have a run through the midfield. Might be able to come on as the sub every now and then. Who we have at the sub was Mitch Duncan, wasn't it, tonight as the sub?
Yeah.
At least for a quarter and a bit until Pizza Neal went down. Do you know what did you go to the game? I should ask you.
Yeah, I went to the game. I just saw him limping off. I don't know what his injury is. I haven't looked at it or anything. I just saw he was limping into the rooms, and then came on with the jacket off, so he was done. But yeah, I'm not sure what he's in. An ankle, I guess.
It's definitely lower leg. So he had an ice pack on his on the outside of his left ankle. So yeah, to me, I didn't see it, and I haven't seen the replays yet to know what happened. And I'm sort of half keeping an eye on the chat if anyone sort of says it, but it looked like maybe he rolled ankle or something like that. You'd imagine he misses a week. Probably want him back for the Brisbane game in 2 weeks' time. Essendon, no team's a soft kill, but if you are going to rest someone, you probably don't want to rest them against Brisbane. So I don't know. It could be longer than that. We'll wait and see, I suppose. When the
thing is, we don't really have any other tall players who could be that tall, key forward sort of thing.
Yeah,
Cameron and would have probably at the full forward tonight. They didn't really do much, and they're not big or anything. So we don't really have anyone who could, sort of come in a tall forward for next week, I guess.
Who would you bring in? I have no idea who we're gonna bring in for this one.
I have no idea. We had Nathan Kruger on the list. That would be a good in, but I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure who would come in as a forward. Potentially Ollie or something. Ollie Henry if he comes back, or Wiltshire.
I mean, you don't have to play with two bigs, and Shannon Neal is an absolute. He's a big. He's a unit for sure. But you don't want to go in with Jezza and a bunch of 5'3" blokes either. So that's going to be the test, and a little bit of homework for the coaches during the week to figure out what's a good lineup. And again, we're just assuming that he's not playing next week. I'll probably just make that assumption that Shannon Neal won't play next week. Put his feet up. But yeah, it's like, is it a chance for someone like, I think Ollie Henry probably does come back, but do you give a game to a Jay Polkinghorne for a debut or something like that?
He's
Possibility?
probably, I know he hasn't really played a game or developed yet, but he's probably the only person in size to Shannon Neal. He's a pretty big unit, and if we need that size element, potentially him, I guess. We'll see how he goes in the VFL tomorrow.
Seeing in the chat, maybe blitz forward. I said the ultimate Swiss Army knife. You can put blitz wherever you want. We're going to struggle a little bit with not as many ruck options. It may be a situation where we're going to have to maybe roll SDK through there again, which we haven't for quite some time, but it might have to pull that in case of emergency, potentially. Not his best role, clearly, but
no.
Shannon Neal's gone through there. Blitz has gone through there. If you're looking for another tall and Blitz is going to play, 30% up forward, for example, then you might need DK to take on some of the ruck duty.
Probably do, yeah. I don't think DK's going all right. I don't think he's going too good at the moment. There's still a couple of moments where, someone like Jack Henry is about to mark it, and then he spoils it and goes to ground. I think he still needs. I reckon he can go back through the ruck again. It might just frame up a bit, I guess, at this stage.
You'd hope so. Final thoughts, mate? On to next week.
Yeah, next week against Essendon. But just as well, we won't have probably Neal, but the good thing is about Essendon that they don't have any of their tall backs. They're all injured at the moment, like Mackay and Reid. I guess so. It's a pretty small back line they've got, and we'll probably have a pretty small forward line. So that's the benefit about that, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'm going to do my 3-2-1 or.
Yeah, go for it. Give us your 3-2-1s.
I'll give 3 votes to Holmes. It's probably his best game of all time, I reckon. 40.
Yep.
In wet conditions as well. Didn't really butcher it that much, I guess. And 2 votes, Tyson Stengel. He, kicking 4 goals in a low scoring game. I think that automatically counts for votes and counts as a good game. And then 1, I'll give to Ryan. I reckon he's come back now the last few weeks. He's going really good. And then a few drive-bys. I thought Sean Manor was actually pretty good tonight.
Okay.
On the half-forward line, setting up some scoring opportunities. I'll say as well, Mark O'Connor. I thought he went all right tonight as well.
Yeah, Mark was great. He was great tonight.
Great. And then what about, we heard discussion throughout the week about Dangerfield and Cameron, about whether Cameron being in good form with Dangerfield out of the forward line, and then Dangerfield comes back tonight, and both of them don't really do much.
Hard to judge it though, just because of the conditions. See how we go next week on a nice deck at the MCG. Hopefully it doesn't rain again, but it is coming into, it is winter, but see how we go with some decent weather. If it's you'd imagine, and Dangerfield loves playing against Essendon too. It's his favourite team to beat up on. So jury's out for me on Danger still. Whether, I mean, you can't play him in the midfield for much of the game these days. It's just not possible. Anyway,
I guess next week we have another chance to see how those two go on and Cameron wasn't doing too bad when Dangerfield was in the forward line. He had 3 games where he had 4 goals, so it wasn't necessarily they weren't doing anything when they were both in there. They were both doing stuff. It's just Cameron just had a good few weeks without him, but not necessarily because he wasn't there or anything.
Yeah, nah. I don't know. Jury's out for me on Danger. I think we've won 4 in a row. We've nothing to complain about. We've won 8 out of the last 10. We're going okay. I think we can just keep working on it, but it'll just probably more for me. The worry is just how Ollie Henry's season's been travelling with Danger there. But Essendon next week, mate. Hopefully, I don't know if you're going to go to the game. I don't think I'll go to that one. I'll probably start post-game live straight after the song in the room when we sing it loud and proud. Getting a bit arrogant, but are you planning to go to that game next week at all?
Planning to go with my sister and her friend. Who my sister goes for Essendon. And then her friend, and then I'll try and go with a mate as well, I guess. So yeah, going with footy, the G's great. So I'll probably go. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, mate, thanks for coming on again. If you want to catch a little bit of Ben Harris this weekend, we are going to give it another go, aren't we, Ben? On Monday, we're going to try the watch party again on Monday. We are going to. Not that we're trying. It's not necessarily meant to be super exclusive, but we probably just want to try it for our Patreon to start with, and just sort of get a feel for the format and so forth. So we'll do it there. I'll probably put it up as a public post on Patreon. So if you want to head over to there, that's where it'll be. We won't post it on YouTube. Go head over to Patreon, watch it there. You don't have to sign up to a paid membership. It will be there, but Ben will have a crack at that one. We'll make sure it works this time. I don't know what happened, but we'll give it a good crack. And that'll be about 3-ish, won't it? I think it's when it starts. So, yeah.
20, yeah. It should be a good game as well, I reckon.
Something like that. I'll talk to you in a couple of days, mate. You take care. Thanks again for coming on.
That's all right. I'll probably see you next week for the post. I'll talk in a few days, and next week
we'll talk. We will. Good on you, mate.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
Cheers.
Go Cat.
Okay. All right. Now, this next fella, he hosted a post-game live on Twitter last night after the Crows. Who did they play again? Brisbane. Good game, that one. Let's get Kyri on. Let's have a chat with Kyri. Hey, mate. How you going?
Good evening, Ben. Oh, what a win. We beat the Nepo babies, mate. Bloody Nathan Williamson, umpire number 22. This is to you, brother.
Don't get me started.
Unbelievable.
Don't get me started early,
that second quarter, that was shocking. You touch a Gold Coast player, they get a free kick. Like, unbelievable. And I mean, them and the pink uniform they got and the umpires, they could all go in the bin, honestly.
I like the pink, the salmon. I like it. I don't mind it.
Bloody Inter Miami vibes, Ben. And what's with the deal? They wear black shorts and we have to wear white shorts at home. We normally wear the blue shorts every time we play Gold Coast. And I was really pissed off at that as well. Like, but anyway, I mean, we've seen Geelong wear the white shorts at home anyway. But yeah, look, let's talk a bit about the game outside of the umpires. Given the conditions, I thought we did really well. Max Holmes, I think he's a carbon copy of Chris Judd. Like, racks up the ball, his run and carry, breaks tackles. You just can't take this man down. I thought he was unbelievable. Nearly a kilometre gained. Like, you just can't stop this guy, because I saw the laid out with Bailey Smith. I'm thinking, oh, my God, what are we going to do? Are we going to throw Dangerfield in the middle? Gold Coast have got a really strong midfield in Matt Rowell and Noah Anderson, but Max Holmes, Jesus Christ, he just took the game on. Graham Myers, I thought, like what Ben said, back to his best footy as well. Tyson Stengel, he's a wet weather specialist. 4 goals, like not an ideal game for tall forwards, but the Smalls stepped up, and great to see Tyson back to his best footy. Ted Closey, I want to give a shout out as well. He hasn't been talked about yet. I thought he took his opportunity today. Had 8 tackles. Like, he was good. It was great seeing. It was great seeing a full game with Ted Closey as well. No way you could drop this guy. Like, I thought he did his part. Jack Martin, I thought was quite good as well. Like, this guy could be anything if he could stay on the park.
I thought he was pretty impressive. Kerry, thank you for the super chat. Love your work, Kerry. You're a huge fan of the show. We love what you do.
Good on you,
Pizza
Kyri.
on me. Another pizza. Paul keeps whinging that I owe him $20 for the last pizza, Kerry. So I might have to sort him out. I'll get him down soon, Kerry, to Geelong. He lives sort of north of Melbourne, northwest of Melbourne. I'll get him down soon. So thanks for that. Sorry, Kerry. Holmesy, just on Holmesy still, 10 clearances, 7 inside 50s, and as you said, nearly a kilometre, 861 metres gained at the moment. Everyone's trying to crack their kilometre, aren't they? It's the new thing in AFL. Everyone wants to.
It is, isn't it? Like Bailey Smith did it last week. I don't know how much John Noble got. John Noble got a kilometre at one time.
So Jeffrey got 692 was their best tonight, and then Future Cat Matt Rao 541 was next best after that. So
yeah,
pretty good.
But even like players like Matt Rowell and Noah Anderson, they got held. What do you reckon about Tom Stewart, Ben? You reckon he'll be right?
Well, the thing is, he's definitely not going to get done for a high hit. That's clear because he didn't get him high. But it's pretty rare that you see someone getting suspended for charging. Is that even still a rule? I don't know. You don't see it as much these days. It just kind of got him really awkward. Tom did. I'm not gonna put my Geelong blinkers on and go, oh no, Tom went for the ball. He absolutely ran past the ball. He's done it before. He's got a history with it. Do I think it's a big deal that he misses a week or two? Oh, I don't want him to miss 2, but he's probably going to miss a week.
It's like if he wore a Collingwood or Carlton jumper, he'd get away with it. But like if he got a week, I'll be absolutely fine with that. Rest him for the Brisbane game in a couple of weeks' time. But knowing the tribunal, they're going to absolutely fuck us over. But I thought it was a legal bump. Wasn't above the shoulders at all. Didn't go for the head. And Noah Anderson, he pulled up okay at the end too. So yeah, but I won't be surprised if he gets suspended. But it's a legal bump. But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see in a couple of days' time.
I hope he's okay. I mean, as I said, I don't mind that he misses a week because you want to. I mean, he looked a lot better tonight with the knee, but it's that knee troubles me a little bit, and I just want him to be cherry ripe when we get to the business end of the season. And if he has to miss a week,
But yeah, I thought Tom Stewart was back to his best footy as well. Taking those intercept marks. He's going all right. Lawson Humphries, I got excited when he kicked a goal early on. That was brilliant.
Didn't we all? Didn't we all?
And Sam De Koning, who I've been quite critical of as well. I thought he was much better. Thought he was much better today. Like held Ben King quiet, or bloody until the umpires, gifted him a goal. But that's another day. But I thought he turned a corner. Shannon Neal, I hope it's not too serious. The ankle. I think I would love to see Jay Polkinghorne get a go, but I can understand why not, because he's still young, developing in the VFL at the moment. Might have to persist with like Jezza and the Smalls, maybe experiment with that. Or Ollie Henry, get him back in. Who's been managed and all that as well. But yeah, not an ideal game for Tools.
No, it's not. And I don't want to come on the show tonight after winning 4 straight in a row, 8 out of 10, sitting 4th on the ladder, and pick on some tools with wet weather footy. Like, it's just, I'm going to celebrate tonight because I'm one of the biggest grumps out there. Which even when last week I was already grumpy before I came on the show, and then the show shit hit the fan, and I was just grumpy with the Cats, and I didn't care about the margin necessarily. It's just about the way we went about it. But I'm not going to be grumpy. I just thought the forwards just wasn't there. It wasn't suited to them today. And maybe next week it won't be suited to Tyson Stengel and Max Holmes just bobs up for 30 possessions every week. But can I just get you, before I let you go, I'll get you 3, 2, 1s as well. Talk to me a little about this photo. How good?
Oh, hanging on the Louvre, mate.
How good is that photo? I don't know who took it, but credit to whoever took that photo. It's absolutely special.
Oh,
Looks
Man,
great in 4K
that's
too.
bloody brilliant. Like I want to get that framed, and that's awesome. That's one of the photos of the season for Geelong. Honestly,
I'm going to pull out the 150-year anniversary Guernsey from the frame behind me. I'll put that one in there. I think I've got a new bobblehead in the background. Can you see the little cat one? There he is. That one there. I've got that. I think Brendan and Bianca have got that one as well. The little one with the little green base. Anyway, they're giving it away. $18 at the club.
I need to update my collection, but but yeah, I'll give you my 3-2-1s because I know you got a few guests, and so yeah, I'm going to be a carbon copy, but like 3 votes Max Holmes, 2 votes Brian Myers. 2 votes Tyson Stengel.
Yep.
1 vote Brian Myers, and honourable mentions to Mark O'Connor, Sean Manor, and Ted Closey, yeah, and we're in the top 4 onto Essendon next week. We're trending along nicely, Ben. So let's just keep the wins. Let's keep chipping away. It's a good time to be a Cats fan at the moment.
You know what they say? Next.
Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next.
Oh, mate, they must be sick of us. Hello, non-Geelong supporters out there. I am sorry that we're so good. We just are. Well, what can I say? We're just better than everyone. We've won more games than anyone else in the last 25 years. We're on track, mate, for another premiership. Only need another 12 wins in a row, and we'll be there. Don't worry about it. We're coming. We are coming. Absolutely
100%. And, it's like, I mean, look, gonna be a training drill against Essendon. That's you could pencil that as a big test against Brisbane at Cardinia Park in a couple of weeks' time. Because I went to the Crows game yesterday. Brisbane were just like absolutely rattled, especially in that fourth quarter. Could not kick a goal, like 0 goals 8. I'm telling you, they're looking shaky. They're the hunted now. We're coming. We're absolutely coming. We're going to avenge for that flag. What was last year, man? We're taking it back. It's coming back down the highway. Come on, you Catters. Let's bloody go.
Good on you, mate. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the replay whenever you get around to it.
Yeah, we'll do. See you, Ben.
Take care, buddy. What a legend. What an absolute legend. Hey, Flash, I can see you in the chat. Gizelenko, welcome. Spartacus, Jimmy Day, and Horatio Fitzbastard in the chat. There's probably a few more in there as well. I can see. Hello, Kerry. You're dropping another one. Another one for what is going on? Kerry. Oh, I've got to have some beers with the Pete's. Oh, Kerry, you're an absolute legend, and you've thrown me off a little bit, Kerry. Now, but I do appreciate it. Mighty Sparlock, no game is 100% given. Absolutely, that's 99% correct. But this one pretty much 99%. Essendon just roll over and we'll get the 4 points and we'll move on. I'll get that reasonably clean there. I was going in a different way there, but I pulled it up. All right. I think we've got the man from San Fran coming on next. I can see Brendan and Bianca in the chat as well, being very, very patient. I am going to drop the link in the chat again. If you want to jump on, if you've been on before, if you've never been on before, feel free to come in, dropping the link in the chat as well. Don't forget to drop some Q&A for me as well while you're at it in the chat. All right, here he is. Ethan. G'day.
Good morning. I am not in my usual abode in San Francisco, South San Francisco. I do not have my bathrobe with me. I am in Columbus, Ohio, because I've got a cousin getting married today. And in fact, congrats. I actually have another guest in the background here that is currently snoring. We took a break at halftime of the GWS game. Yeah. And I'm going to try to get him up here. I'm going to be a little bit annoying, try to wake him up.
Cat, or is it your brother?
Eagles member Benjamin, who is out cold. Hey, We're on live.
Hi.
Hello.
Eagles member, but most importantly, #1 Gold Coast Suns hater, Benjamin.
I cut him off last week. I was supposed to get him on, but then the internet died on me. So apologies, Benjamin.
But
get your sleep.
Nobody hates the Suns more than him.
I'm not sure if it's possible for anybody to hate the Suns more than me in that moment. I'm not sure.
I mean, they really do get every call. Like, nobody knows his name, but like Jed Walter, he's allowed to take Max Holmes' head off. And the moment you lay a finger on him, it's a whistle. But I was really proud of the way we played tonight. I was worried about this game, considering we kind of stunk it up at times last week. I was worried, obviously, once Bailey was out, just knowing like where we are with clearances and everything. And that was a collective effort to make up for his absence. Ted Closey, awesome. I don't care if he was below 50% efficiency. His only job was to hold his own at clearance, and he did that. Everyone made it up in the aggregate, and that was really, really cool to watch.
You beat me to it. I was going to say it was a Moneyball performance today, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Yeah, it was everyone kind of combining to make it up. Obviously, Max Holmes was terrific. How about I don't think the defense has gotten enough love. I mean, we held a really dynamic offense that also has a pretty friendly whistle to 37. And it probably should have been more like 31 or 25. Sam DeConing had Ben King in his back pocket all night. Jack Henry was intercepting everywhere. Tom Stewart, I know he's not quite right. Like, you look at the way he's moving, but he was taking the intercept marks he needed to and was always in the right space tonight.
14 marks.
That was a team defensive effort. I thought it was really interesting the way we deployed Jack Martin. I thought he was going to just be like a goal sneak small forward. And instead, we kind of, I'm guessing, like, if the conditions had called for it, or if if we were playing from behind, we probably would have flung him forward.
Yeah,
I liked him by hand. I didn't love a couple of the kicks, but I thought he held his own.
He looked okay. Like, it's just we had the luxury. I wouldn't say luxury because it was a 2-goal game for a fair chunk of it, but we didn't have to kind of put him in that situation. I guess we didn't get to a stage where we got down by a couple of goals or anything, but
we were able to utilize him, to borrow the term from one of my favorite baseball media folks. We use him as another adult in the room, and that elevates the floor.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes, honestly. And second year in a row, Tyson Stengels had a great game in wet weather against a Queensland team. Just this one was at home instead of the GABA.
Yes. He's been good against the Gold Coast the last couple of times.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we still lost the 2-leg aggregate to the Suns. It was going to be tough to make up a 64-point margin, but I'll take 4 points.
Take it every day. We'll take the 8 points, actually, if you want to think of it like that. 8-point game, this one. Overtake them in the top 4, and we're fine. How do you reckon we're going, though? Like, just step away from the game for a moment. How's Geelong's last couple of months going from what you're seeing on the television or whatever screen you're looking at it from?
I mean, I've said multiple times, I don't think we have the highest ceiling, but I think our floor is very high, and I think just our decent to pretty good is way above most teams' decent to pretty good, whereas there are teams that could be an absolute buzzsaw if we run into them on the wrong day. The Bulldogs are a great example. But you also, if you watch the Bulldogs on Thursday, I mean, they look terrible. Whereas we're better at avoiding those clunkers. I mean, I think we're due for a stinker at some point. But on the average to somewhat above average day, I love what we're doing. And I think we manage our guys to the point where, we threw danger in the middle right when it was needed. Dempsey's able to reach a new level every fourth quarter, it feels like.
How does he do it? They put him in the goal square. I don't know if you could see that on the television, but they stick him in the goal square when there's a cluster inside forward 50, and then they just clear out, and they just say, Ollie, just do your magic because you'll just put it on the outside of your boot or something like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's his role. He's not a big forward. Yeah, he's a freak type player.
He plays above the physical capabilities, and I think we did a lot of that tonight as a whole. And I think we did a really good job in a lot of matchups that I didn't think we would. Like, I was so worried about Anderson, who's just been on one the last few weeks. There were stretches in the second and I guess into the third where Humphrey was really good at ground level, and then we managed to kind of reel him back in. Just everyone, we made sure that they didn't take over, and we stopped kicking it right at Sam Collins, who had a really good game. I got to give credit to Sam Collins. He was as good as our entire backline was. Sam Collins was just as good and deserves a lot of credit. But just
you're good at observing the opposition. I am blind to the opposition when I'm watching Geelong games. But you watch pretty much every game of football that happens all throughout the year. I can't see them. Yeah, I just see Geelong the whole time, and every now and then a flash of yellow.
I also think it's always like I always have this perception that like the opposition played better than they actually did, and we played worse than we actually did. Although I think we played pretty darn well considering the conditions, considering the circumstances. We never let them get on a run that felt like they could have. The second quarter was obviously our bad quarter, and we overcame that. I would have loved to put on a couple more goals in that first where we really dominated, but
yeah, I had that thought as well, that maybe at least another goal would have been handy, but we didn't give up goals in red time as much as we have done lately. That's my biggest annoyance. We sort of just control the game, which I love tonight. And you can't be perfect, and we weren't perfect. And there was a couple of turnovers, but it was overall really, really good performance.
Yeah, Brad Close, who was way off last week, really bounced back tonight. Really liked him.
Yep.
I think Lawson was just quietly solid again, and this is a big win. The odds makers had us as like almost 3-goal favorites, which I thought was a little funky. Like I was concerned because if you just line up their talent against ours, I mean, they're right there. But we won the matchups where we needed to. We didn't let any one of their guys take over. Like, I mean, how many different players do they have that can take over?
Do we win this game if we play?
We limited that.
If we play this game up in on the Gold Coast, do you think we win this matchup?
I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine we get an even worse whistle than we did.
Nathan Williamson. What? It was just him. The other umpires.
It's funny because Bulldogs fans think Nathan Williamson is like our biggest fan.
No, he's not.
Watch the game.
He had a vendetta against us. I don't know what it was, but it was just him. And it's like, what are you doing, mate? And I hope Mark O'Connor, I hope he's feeling okay right now after getting his head ripped off. But, couldn't say that one, apparently.
Yeah. I thought, I don't know if we really had, if you had to pick, like, who was our worst player tonight?
Oh, so hard.
Nobody sucked. I think
probably Shannon Neal was probably. I don't want to pick on him because he went off with an injury, but
if you don't play the full game, I think you get just an incomplete and you can't turn in a report card.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think it's fair to sort of pick on him too much.
Champion Data doesn't like Jeremy Cameron tonight, but Champion Data also thinks Lockie Ash is this great player. And I watched the first half of the GWS game, and I mean, he's kicking right to Port players like every other minute. I guess if I had to pick a negative, maybe it wasn't one of Zach Guthrie's best games, and that's really grasping at straws. Like,
yeah, that is. But I see where you're coming from. But if he did some great things too.
If that's, oh yeah, and if that's our version of a down game night, that's just like if a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. we're a pretty strong chain tonight.
Paul's saying I'm not allowed to clip Shannon Neal. I can clip Shannon Neal if I want, but I'm not really clipping him. I'm just saying he didn't have an opportunity to turn it around like he did in the second half a week or two ago. So
Jazelenko, I know Danger was a little quiet in stretches, but he also had the one to set up what was probably the most important goal of the night, the one that put us up 16, where he got out of a Rowell tackle and stayed out of a Nick Holman tackle, like the two strongest, toughest Suns. And he broke away from both of them to set up. Whose goal was it? I think it was one of Tyson's.
Dempsey. He kicked it.
It was Tyson's third.
And Dempsey took it on the point post, roughly around there, and then just sort of did his thing, went around and dobbed it. Can I ask you, to my eyes, again at the game at ground level, it looked like that they were deliberately holding Dangerfield back. They didn't really roll him through the midfield. It was like, yeah, we're not going to be arrogant and say the game's in the bag, we don't need you, but it's almost like they said, mate, just go at 60%, 70%. We don't want you to just go crazy. We don't need you to get injured, right? It really felt to me like he didn't have the best game, but I think that was intentional, not to sort of let him loose. Absolutely. That
he had
the gorilla on cocaine that has escaped from the zoo. Like, we didn't need that from Danger tonight at all.
He did have a couple of really high quality moments. Again, the one that I got it right here is the goal to put us up 43-27, where his kick to Cameron was really the one that set it up, even though it was Stengel's goal. Because again, he got out of the Rowell and Holman tackles. Like, I feel like if that's a 1-goal game late, then we turn Danger on and really rev him up. But we didn't need to.
I agree.
I trust our ability to manage guys, and even if it hasn't, landed as seamlessly as that 2022 schedule and the way, we always face teams at the right time and we're always able to manage guys perfectly. I think we're doing it where we're getting guys, they're still playing and we still have them available to, bust out if needed. But when we don't need to, we're able to, hold him back. Or like we did the same with Mitch Duncan, I mean, you've seen it with Duncan where he's playing 65% of the match most, and he's still been a high quality player. I think I trust our ability to manage and preserve some of our guys more than pretty much any other club.
I think we're the best at it, and I think we've shown every other club how to do it. And Collingwood are probably in the box seat at the moment. They've got the luxury of doing that.
Oh, yeah, I don't think they know what they're doing.
You can't really flirt with that type of approach if you're not sitting in the top 4 with a tasty looking schedule ahead of you. It's hard, but it's the way to go about it. It's other professional sports do it. You see it in basketball all the time. Player management. You've just got to do it. You've got to do it. You just can't, especially the older boys. And, you've seen the Collingwood and the Geelong model from 3 years ago. Older teams generally go on and contest premierships and win premierships. It's not really a baby bombers type sort of arrangement these days like there was in the 90s. You'd occasionally get a young side popping up. Probably the Bulldogs maybe were reasonably young at the time when they won theirs, but
the Lions are a mix because you've got a couple of older guys like Andrews, but you've also got the Ashcrofts and I still think of Bailey as young.
He's young.
Bailey and Rayner also look younger than they are, but
yeah.
They're a pretty well balanced list age wise. I don't want to overlook Essendon. I feel like we're due to get a good crack from them
one day.
I still always love the way we match up with them, and they're injured like crazy. But I also feel like we're due to get a good challenge from them. But that Lions game in a couple weeks is going to be, oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I'll get you to wrap things up in a sec, but before you do, I'll let you know. Essendon, Geelong is on a 7-game winning streak against Essendon.
Oh, I know. I've got a
and
I've
go back
got a
even further.
spreadsheet.
13 out of 15, and you go back even further, and it's 19 out of 22 against Essendon. 19 out of 22.
And the only team we've got a longer streak against right now is North. That's actually the longest streak in the whole AFL with 13.
Exactly.
But 3-2-1. First off, a whole lot of honorable mentions because there were so many good performers. Honorable mention, Mark O'Connor at over like 80% efficiency with nearly half of his possessions contested. He's, even if there weren't a lot of score involvements or intercepts, he was pretty significant. Really liked him. Jack Henry, rock solid in the back again. Such a different player than last year. Tom Stewart, clearly not at 100%, but making his impact. Tyson Stengel, tough to leave out, but just because he was only really on the end of stuff. And he was great on the end, but there are 3 guys that stood out to me even more.
Go on.
So the obvious 3 is to Max Holmes. I'll start with that.
Yes, that's the obvious one. Give him 6 votes, really. Like, he was so good.
He was, in those conditions, to be at 60% efficiency with nearly half of his possessions contested. And even, in the second quarter when we were facing the best version of the Suns that showed up tonight, he was really sharp. Similar to last week against West Coast, where even when things were, when it felt like we were trying to run uphill, he was still doing his thing. 2, I'm going to give to Brian because A, his first half was great, and B, he won that one-on-one with Daniel Rioli all night. I was worried there were a couple of stretches where Rioli got on a run along the wing, and we did a really good job containing that. And Brian owned that matchup. So he's going to be my 2. And the 1 is actually going to be Sam DeConing he should have had Ben King goalless.
Yeah.
Held him to 4 disposals, 1 really bad call, and just a total pivot from the version of him that got pushed around by Jesse Hogan, Oscar Allen, and others. So Sam DeConing deserves a lot of credit tonight. I mean, we have, Holmes is the obvious best on ground. I think Brian's a pretty good second, but then there are so many others who deserve credit. And it's, but when you do the Brownlow or the Karji Greaves, there are going to be some guys who are tough to miss out tonight because you could give how many different guys, rank them as our 3rd best. So great job. Huge win over a team that's really dangerous. Let's keep this rolling. Big games next couple of weeks going into the bye. Let's keep this moving.
As Frank Costa once said to me after I think it was 2007, actually, the Cats were probably won their 10th or 12th game in a row. And I think we were beaten up on Melbourne at about 500 possessions. That we might have broken the record that night. And Frank just he said, just keep the party rolling, boys. Keep the party rolling. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get 5 wins next week, 6 wins in Paddy Dangerfield's 350th game against Brisbane, back at GMHBA in 2 weeks' time. Let's keep the party rolling.
Also, one last thing. Conditions were a part of it, but we held Brisbane under 25% inside 50 efficiency tonight. Under 25%.
Too good.
And we were a hair under 33% because look at the conditions.
Yeah. But
under 25 in any weather is phenomenal for a defense. And there were no weak links in the defense tonight. That was what made this so refreshing, There's a lot of things you got to do to win a flag, but you have to have a good defense, and our defense looked worthy of the challenge tonight.
Well, I'll let you go because I'm sure you've got half an eye on the GWS versus Port game, which is...
I'm going to go back and watch the second half. I'm going to sleep. Eastern time is really not compatible with this. It's already almost 8 a.m. here.
Oh, goodness.
You see the sun coming in over there.
Oh, no.
But I don't have anything to do until the late afternoon, so we'll survive. And it feels a lot better after a win.
It does. How good. So good to get wins, especially at home. It's great. Well, mate, I appreciate you coming on again every week. You're always the fan favourite. I think Bianca's in a bit of trouble at the end of the year for fan of the year on the show. Sorry,
Bianca's the next Abby Holmes. She's got such good analysis. I can't compare. She's legitimately awesome at this, but
well, she won't be a fan in a few years. She'll be an AFLW Brownlow or whatever then an Aaron Phillips medalist when they eventually
next Ruby Schleicher. We had Ruby on the Boundary night. She's good. She is really good.
Yeah.
More of her on TV. She does a great job. And even if she's doing a Collingwood game, she totally hides the bias. So respect there.
Respect.
All right.
All right, mate.
Thanks as always.
I love you.
I'm dead tired. I've been up for more than 26 hours in a row now. This has been a long day. I look forward to sleeping, especially after a win.
If you can. I can't. After a win, I'm all
It
buzzing.
takes a few hours to wind down. You know, like even after the Brisbane game last night, it was tough to wind down. That's why I've been up so long.
Oh, so good. It's so good. Well, you enjoy it. Say, give Benjamin a cuddle from us. Enjoy it.
All right, I'm going to try to grab him something from the breakfast buffet and
Sounds good.
get to sleep.
Good on you. Take care.
All right, thank you. Go Cats. Great
Go
win.
Cats. We all love him. The man from San Fran. Absolute legend. Interesting, a lot of people are saying Brian Myers was really good tonight. Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. But I'm probably wrong on that one because everyone else is saying he played great. I probably thought he bit off more than he could chew a few times, especially the conditions. But I guess that's what Grind does, and that's why he's so good. And that's why we give him the license to do that, because he creates opportunities as well. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what other people say about Grind. If he keeps getting in the votes, I'm going to really have to go away and watch the game again tomorrow very closely. But I wouldn't have had him in my top 3, that's for sure. All right. I have been keeping Bianca and Brendan and Declan waiting for a very, very long time, and it's late, but Declan's excited. Here they are, the Vella family. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, very happy. Very happy.
Oh, good.
He was going to say the F word.
Can I? No, I'm going to. Can you just go?
He always says the F word.
Just block your ears. Block your ears. Fuck Gold Coast. All right, you can take your. Take your.
You know, I heard that.
That's the team that I hope they fold. All right, that's
He
what
hates him. He hates him more than Collingwood because of the AFL and them teaming up or something.
taking Gary Ablett from us.
Yeah, and they tried to take.
They will. Nah, I never want them to have a future. I want them to fold. All right, but now let's talk about the game. What do we think of the game?
Yes. Okay, number 1, Kyri. If we lose next week, I'm blaming you. Never jinx a game like that, okay?
Sorry. I apologize. We won't lose though, Bianca. We're going on a 16-game winning streak. You were, I don't know how old you would have been 3 or 4 years ago, but round 9, your dad will remember it very well. Geelong was 5-4. 5 or 6. Geelong was flying, and the season wasn't looking good after a loss to St Kilda.
Yes.
And then from round 10 onward,
Oh yeah,
the Cats went
that.
nuts. It's happening again. It's happening all over again.
We were at that
Let's do
game
it.
there because it was one of her first games at Marvel Stadium, and she was wondering because the lights were going out and they were going red and black and white. And stuff. She's going, "Why don't the lights do that for us when we kick a goal?" So she didn't understand at that point what was going on. And yeah, that was she cried after that. That was her first, I think, loss that she'd ever attended, I think. But we went on a big run and won the premiership.
Oh, is it 22?
Wait, is that 22-2?
No. Yeah, that's 22.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. But Max Holmes, incredible. Just
Okay,
like
I'm sorry. Myers, you got disposals, ineffective disposals. Those kicks, seriously. 5-meter kicks. The 5-meter kicks. He said that. And every time that Myers got the ball, he did 100 kicks. He missed. Dad would say, "Why would you kick to Brian Myers?"
No, I didn't say anything.
Yes, he did.
Leave
Yes,
me.
he did. Yes,
No.
you did. You did. But also, number 2, the umpires suck.
No. Can't blame the umpires. They're doing their best, all right?
It's hard to be an umpire. It is. It's hard. But sometimes it's like, especially that one guy, Nathan Williamson, he was driving me crazy. But yeah, they're trying their best. They make mistakes as well. So
Is it Ben King? Which King plays for Gold Coast? Is it Ben King?
Ben King.
The free
Ben
kick
King.
he got, there's nothing there. The free kick he got,
It would have been a ball up, and then he got
the
pushed.
free kick that they gave him for his goal, there was legit nothing there. Like, so no one.
That
made-
was literally the entire thing.
And I wanna
talk about. But I have a question: are we playing Gold Coast in Darwin this year?
No. Never.
Good. Yes.
Never again.
Thank
Never
you.
again.
Oh,
We'll never play him in dark. And we're never playing GWS at Academia Park ever again, too.
That was terrible.
Declan, what did you think?
It's his birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday. Declan, I don't have any birthday music lined up for you. I'm sorry. But we can play this one if you like, Declan. That'll
Can't
do.
hear you. But how old are you going to be?
7.
7.
Getting old, mate. You're getting really old. You're nearly 10. Can you believe it?
I'm 10 this year.
Soon the hair's going to start falling out, dude.
No,
Sorry,
it's
man.
on your mum's side, I think, or grandma's side. You'll have a long head of hair for the. Grow it down to your shoulders.
Right.
What else do we want to talk about? The Shannon Neal going down. That was a bit of a. Oh, someone's shot popping up. That was a bit of a worst case scenario.
Go away.
I was happily watching Seinfeld on the couch, and then I heard Ninja Turtles playing, and look, you've summoned me.
Like the Ninja Turtles. Where's the pajamas? Get them out.
Get the pajamas on.
Please do
I don't
it.
have
Do
Ninja
it for
Turtles.
his
They're not a
birthday.
thing.
Go,
Not a thing.
go complete cosplay. Let's go.
I'm definitely not going to cosplay in it. But no, they're not a thing. Ben has started this fictitious story, and that's it.
Come on, do it for his birthday. Come on.
Where's your
I don't have them.
Shirt on.
They're
It's
not a thing.
Declan's birthday. Put the blue shirt on for Declan's birthday.
I don't even know where that is.
Oh, well, you find it. You got time.
Hang on a second.
You've got time.
Wait. I haven't- it's not-
All right, you get the shirt on. I'll chat with Declan and Bianca, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah, see you later, alligator.
No, it's.
Hi, Michelangelo.
I'm getting rid of him.
No, losing Neil. It didn't seem like all year, even in the off season, we didn't really have a plan B for it.
But then Jay Porkinghorn, I don't think's ready.
No, he's not really a key forward either.
But also,
Only,
I thought Jack Martin was going to go in the forward line. Yeah!
there it is. Get your screenshots right there. There it is. We're gonna make Christmas cards out of that now.
Yes! Good work!
No, I was thinking, I think the only option, if we're actually going to try and play a key tall, you could probably play Reece Stanley down there.
And then,
Yeah, true.
well,
Because I don't think we're bare bones. We don't have any key forwards on the roster. Yeah, on the list. There's literally no one. So if we're going to go that avenue, I think you probably maybe play Reece down there, but we'll see what happens.
Can we make my
Reece,
dreams come true and get Polkinghorn a debut? We love a debut against Essendon. We often will debut a Geelong player against the Bombers. It's not Gary Ablett Jr. comes to mind. I'm pretty sure he debuted against the Bombers.
Did
I'm sure there's a stack of them though.
I think there was. I remember that day. It wasn't just him. I think
Bartel.
and Kelly as well. I think they both played too.
I want to talk about that bump from Stewart.
Talk about it.
That's right. How did we forget that?
Talk.
It was a good bump, wasn't it?
Well, it's not suspended. It shouldn't be a suspension.
Nah.
It didn't hit his head. No.
He might be out.
I don't think it was a concussion at all because it was holding onto his ribs. So,
Yes.
so he should play next week.
Nah. Is it Jay Clark? Jay Clark was on Fox Footy, and he said that that's what you want to see in an AFL game. That's the type of bump you want to see in an AFL game. So he said that there's absolutely nothing to worry about, and I kind of agree. I agree with him.
Oh yeah, Jake Clark. Yeah.
It was just bone rattling, like his ribs. You could see that he was winded. That was legit. That was his injury. There's no way there's a concussion off that. There's just
His head hit the ground,
It's
but
all
it
body.
was more his face. He's like facing
Yeah.
the ground. But he
but
didn't
none of the
He
Gold
didn't
Coast
blow his
players
head. He was
flew the flag or anything. They weren't upset with Stewart at all.
Yeah.
They just thought, oh, it's a good hit. He's taking the wind out of him or something like that.
Yeah.
But it seemed
even when he got up and he's walking to the bench, you can see he's still breathing, like he's still gasping for air. So it is legit. Like, but it is literally going for it. It's such a fine line, because if you do get him in the head, you're missing 5 or 6 weeks. Like,
Broken ribs.
the fact that he didn't hit the head means that it's a thing of beauty. But if you get it wrong, like, you can go on a really long holiday. So
Now,
we'll see
Zach
what happens.
Guthrie. What a mark. Matt Rao. Continue Matt Rao deck. Oh,
No,
Daisy.
You guys are on fire tonight. This is good. It's good.
Zach Guthrie definitely put him on a poster. Like,
Oh, yeah.
He got up there, not that high, but it was high enough.
It was
for
on
Zach
the
Guthrie.
side. Just like,
It was straight up there, put him on a poster. You can sign some of those posters during the week. Has there been any, that could be Mark of the Week. Has there been any
in
contenders?
balance.
There been any contenders yet? He could be an early favourite for this week.
Well,
I
we
don't-
still have tomorrow. And we
Yeah.
still have a game today.
But anything else you want to talk about?
3, 2, 1. No, we have to
3, 2, 1s?
talk. We have to talk about something else. Oh my god!
You
What
got
do
your
I have
notes?
here?
What are you written on your notes?
Now, Reece Stanley.
Yeah. What's wrong, Reece?
When it was in a stoppage on the far wing, I saw him grab his knuckle.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he dislocated his finger. I think that's what happened. So he'll be fine. He's an old veteran. They don't feel
Was it his Bailey Smith finger? Was it that one or a different finger?
It might have been the Bailey Smith.
You know the
finger.
Bailey Smith finger?
Do
you know the Bailey Smith
You
finger?
don't know. You're too young.
Yes, we do.
You're too young for the Bailey Smith.
That's the rude thing.
That's the Bailey Smith.
That's the cocoa shit thing.
Hey, they're not my kids.
Yes, we are. Yes,
All right,
it's
calm
my
down.
birthday tomorrow.
Okay, 3, 2, 1s.
Okay, no, you're going first.
All right, 3, 2. Max Holmes 3.
Obviously.
Tyson Stengel 2,
Love it.
and 1 I'll give to Tom Atkins.
Go deck.
Tom Atkins for the 1 vote. Tom was in and under the whole night. He was great. It wasn't his best game he's ever played. It wasn't his best game this year. I loved it though.
You go. Okay, I got. Tell everyone. Straight forward. I have a microphone here.
Sharpie.
Max Holmes 3 votes. Sean Manor 2 votes. Wait, no. Yeah, go. Stengel 2 votes. Yeah. And Manor 1 vote.
All right, so say it
Three.
3 for Holmes, 2 for Stengel, and 1 for Manor.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bianca?
Okay. 3 Holmes, 2 Tyson, and 1 Close.
Right,
Close.
Yeah, that was it. He was good early.
That's the third. Most people have got Close and Stengel in their top 3, and it's that everyone's kind of got a different idea on the third one, which I think is fair because you could probably give it to 12 players. I thought Blitzarves was almost close to getting 2 for me. I probably wouldn't give him 2, but he was everywhere tonight.
Do a poll.
That's a good thing. There wasn't really a bad player, so that's why. It was a clear number 3 because he was bloody. There was a clear 3 votes because he was everywhere. He had the ball on a string. But other than that, you can make a case for everybody to get like the 2 and the 1.
Do a poll.
So yeah,
I will do a poll. I'll
300 votes for everybody. That's impossible. Oh wait, no, round my votes for the entire game.
All right,
Go.
everybody else, that's
Bailey
it.
Smith, 8,000
All right.
disposals.
What do we say?
Hang on. Go Cats! I'll see you later, guys. Go Cats! See you later.
See you later.
Go
Don't forget to get your tickets for Fantastic Four. I've already got mine.
I've got it's Superman and Fantastic Four.
Beautiful. Good on you, mate. Take care.
Right when I move, it turns from football to superheroes. What is this? You're superheroes everywhere.
We'll do a post-game superhero show one day, Bianca, and we'll get you that.
No!
100%. I love it.
See ya. Oh, that's fun. I would easily do that. I'm sure Paul would have a post computer game live show if I let him, but I won't let him. You can watch Paul's show on a Monday and a Thursday if you want to get your computer game fixed. Do the kids call it computer games? I don't know what they call it these days. All right. John's next. Here he is. You ready, John? Let's do it. Hello, sir.
Well, how can I possibly follow that up?
Johnny from Top Nation.
Those kids are insane.
That was good. That was probably their best effort ever on post game. I loved it. Declan's coming out of his shell. He's not as shy as he used to be.
Well, I enjoy the earlier time slot. I think that you open up a lot of possibilities for the kids and the energy, and yeah,
that's great. Well, I did make him wait a little bit, but I am trying to.
Yeah, were you at the game?
I was. Yes, on the wing, on the member side. The Brownlow. Charles Brownlow stand side, whatever, behind the interchange bench. Yep.
Yeah. I tried to I was going to make the trip down, but the weather permitting, I declined the last second, but that was my favorite kind of old school 90s football.
How good.
I think that's my favorite kind of footy.
Are you an old school 90s NBA type guy, or do you prefer the modern stuff? Or, I mean, are you probably more NFL and all that too, I'm guessing?
Yeah, more NFL, but I can be a bit of a traditionalist. So, yeah, particularly with footy, the slugging it out, the low scoring, the physicality was good. It's been interesting. It's been interesting hearing people's votes. The votes are interesting tonight. I think
I'm keen to hear yours. You can do it whenever. You can do it now. You can do it at the end if you like. It's your call.
Yeah, no, I think we'll start. I think we should start now. So obviously, I think Max Holmes for 3 votes. I think even though he just does Max Holmes things, and the middle was his with Bailey Smith out, I think he just put in the top performance of the night. My 2 votes have got to be for Tyson Stengel. I mean, he was slotting everything. Didn't matter the angle, didn't matter the weather conditions. I think he played his best game, definitely of the season. Best game of the last couple of months that I've seen him play.
Yeah, it was very similar to his All-Australian year, just the way he just looked so assured. And I'm so happy for him too, because he needs a game. He needed a game like that to feel good about himself, because he's struggled. I mean, he's had some good games this year, but it's been a battle the whole year.
Yeah.
Just to recapture that he had in that 2022 season. So I'm so happy for him.
Oh, I think a lot of the games he's played this year, he's shown up for 1 quarter, and you've seen that vintage Tyson Stengel that we're accustomed to. But for 3 quarters of a lot of games, he just sort of disappears, or he misses goals, or he just misses routine shots. So for him to do, was it 4? Did he end on 4 straight tonight?
He did, I believe. Just double checking here. 4 straight from 11 disposals, 5 tackles. A stat came out during the week that he was leading in tackles inside 50, so he's probably helped that again tonight with another 5, because he basically didn't leave inside 50, did he?
Yeah, well, see, I disagreed with Ethan where he said that Tice was mostly just on the end of really good play. I think Tyson was the reason that they ended up being a really good play. That's why I give him the 2 votes, and I want to give him the recognition. Okay, so my 1 vote, which I thought was fairly obvious, but the Discord has been quite divided tonight. I thought it was Brian Myers.
Another one.
There's a few things that stood out to me with his game tonight, particularly first quarter he makes 2 insane plays. First one was he was on the 50. It was a contested ball. He picks up. He lines up to Blitzoff. Blitzoff hands it off. Ends up in a goal.
Yeah, was that the one where he just somehow spotted? I can't remember if it was. Yeah,
it was Blitzoff. But he did that. This is why he gets my 1 vote. Is he did it so much tonight where he would just put the ball in the air. There was 1 casualty, but for the most part, he put the ball on his foot, and it would always end in a Geelong player grabbing it, except bar 1. The one that stood out to me was the one directly after that, though, where he was playing on the half back line. It was coming out of the Gold Coast, attacking our defense, and he made this pinpoint accurate kick through to the middle of the 50, the middle 50, the middle square. And obviously it was marked and it was played through, but it was such and I like what you said earlier. He bites off more than he can chew, but he has the license to do that because
That's
he
what
can
Stevie
make those
J-
kind of kicks. Yeah,
Stevie J had the same license.
Yeah. and I
Jez
completely
has a
agree with
license
what you're
from Rome.
saying.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
So, and then he did it basically all night. There was one kick where he kicked it going inside 50. It made to the 60 and it was a turnover. It was basically instant, but it was basically like, it felt to me like every time he just kicked the ball in the air, it didn't matter where he was aiming, it would end up in a Cats possession. So that's why he got mine. I thought like a lot of players were good tonight, but a lot of players were bad tonight, or like a couple.
Who was bad? Because I've struggled with this one tonight. When I was walking back to the car after the game, and I was really racking my brain.
Yeah,
who stood out that was like, yeah, gee, you'll be under pressure next week, mate. Well, not your best effort.
Well, I don't think he's under pressure. So Ollie Dempsey, his disposal efficiency was bad tonight. I don't think he met the conditions. Every time he got the ball, it was either going out on the full, he was missing targets. I know that's not his game. But it wasn't until if you take away the fourth quarter, the first 3 quarters, he was very, very average. He couldn't get rid of the ball. He couldn't get it to a place. He couldn't transition the ball at all. And even when he was inside 50, he couldn't mark the ball. So he was my kind of like, oh, that's very Ollie Dempsey-like. But then, of course, in the fourth quarter, when it matters most, he's the one who marks the ball at the goal square, kicks that goal, and that's what sort of sets us up for the rest of the game. So I think he gets away with it there.
It's how much value do you put on match winners when a game's tight, or when Cats are 60 points up and someone's had 20 touches that quarter? Do you really count that as being important versus someone who breaks a game open in the fourth quarter? And I have to agree with you. I mean, you make a really good point. He was a little bit off for 2.5 to 3 quarters there, and
I just think it was the conditions. I didn't think it suited him or his style, which is fine because like we can give him a gimme this week and then we'll continue on the other season and see it through. I'm not concerned at all about it. It was just kind of like there was a few moments where, it was his ball to be won and it was like, oh, that's hard to watch.
We judge him hard now, don't we? And you've probably seen it. His name and his image is appearing in a few people's All-Australian, mid-season All-Australian lists.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Would you have him in a squad at least at this point of the season? Jezza always seems to be there, and I think about
well, that's what I was going to say. We there's so many names that we have. I'd put it in front of him, and I think his day will come. I don't think it'll be this year, though.
I don't think it'll be either. I think he'll probably trail off a little bit. I mean, he's constantly surprising us, isn't he?
I love his role. It's play on the wing, sneak forward, and get those sneaky ones. And, it's not going to win him any like accolades, but he is committed to his role and he does it really, really well. And I'm happy with that.
I love watching him. He's one of the most exciting players to watch. The crowd, when he's near it, and maybe tonight wasn't the conditions for it, but I think last week or the week before, you just sense, there's this aura about him when he's near it. It's not the same as Gary Ablett seeing that back in the 90s. But you hear it a few times every now and then throughout the years, and it's like, I just heard that crowd noise again for Ollie Dempsey, and I hope we see more of it. He's only going to get better. Fingers crossed.
I completely agree. Every time he's on the screen in the area of the ball, you're like, anything can happen here.
Yep.
So the other week when I was on, Paul and I were discussing the Sean Manor discourse.
Okay.
Which I was pro Sean Manor. And to be fair, Paul was still pro Sean Manor, but had some concerns. I thought the other player who disappointed me was Sean Manor. He showed up a lot tonight, couldn't really compete with the conditions.
I won't hard disagree with you there. It definitely wasn't his night, but I liked a lot of the things he did when he didn't have possession. I thought he tried.
What did you
really
like?
Just little touches here and there, the little body hits, just the spacing, just the speed, just the fear that he sort of creates, just his movement around the ball, and he's a player you can't forget about for a moment. My only knock on him, and it's not from tonight, but just probably last year and this year, is he can get a little bit selfish at times. And I
Yeah,
know
okay, that
that's
was
probably
Paul's,
the license.
Paul's
thing again.
feedback.
It's his license to do that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's the decision he's making is not the right decision. Like there's a time to be selfish and there's a time to look for a teammate. And I'm being harsh because I thought he was okay tonight. I definitely didn't have him in a bad category. I'd probably give him a C if I was a school teacher. He was okay.
Yeah. Look, I think if you're judging him on 1%ers and ground ball gets, inside the forward 50 especially, like, sure, he's doing really well. I just feel like we reserve those kind of accolades for Tom Atkins and other players where I think we're ready for Sean Manor, who is a mature age recruit, to sort of take that next step forward, and that's like finish it off. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of that tonight, so that's where I was kind of feeling it. Other notes I've got here, Sam Collins was a huge problem. Yeah. He was everywhere.
Yep.
Didn't have an answer for him. And thank you. I tweeted this out during the game. Ben King duck hands. Can't mark a single thing. Probably the most overrated player in the league, right? Like, what was his impact tonight?
I just looked lost. He just like, I don't want to play tonight. Can we go back to Gold Coast where the weather's warm? I tell you what, though, I love it when you get a team from up north or from Perth, and it's a soggy day at Kyri Park. I love it. It's like, bring it.
Yeah,
rain hard, nice and cold.
Yeah, and
they don't want to be
water,
here,
aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And they were talking on the broadcast about how, Gold Coast had never won in Geelong, and would this be it? And you could just tell by the conditions they were just like, it was concerning when they kicked those 3 goals on the run and they were coming back and they leveled the scores. But then I think we played our game. I think we're so accustomed to these kind of conditions that we really shut everything down that they were trying to do. It was ugly, but it was beautiful football, if that makes sense.
I understand exactly what you mean. I just thought it was the Geelong, and not that we controlled it, because it was a chaos type of game in terms of disposal and effective use of the ball, but just we were controlling the moment is probably what I'm trying to badly articulate. I just felt like we had both hands on the wheel the whole time. And I just didn't, at any point did I get concerned about, even when I think scores were level at one point. I think I can't remember when that was, but
that was in the second quarter.
I just felt like, here we go again. Geelong's just gonna, all right, it's time to go. Let's go, boys. Put them to bed. Bed for the Nepo babies. Off you go. It's late. It's time to go.
Now, Dimmer doesn't like when we say that. So
poor Dimmer. Do I give a shit what Dimmer thinks? No, I do.
A couple of other notes here. The Jed Walter clocking Mark O'Connor after he kicked the ball in the
Apparently,
head.
That never happened.
Didn't result in anything.
Happened. Didn't happen. Never happened. Because as soon as
that was the broadcast was going insane.
When a player does something that they know that, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that, they go, let's straight away for the hand.
No, but apparently that's just good footy. The Sean Manor miss right in front of goal. That was concerning. The Max Holmes kicking it off the ground, hitting the post. That would have really capped off his night.
That would have. Imagine if he kicked that one. That would have just. No, I don't know. That probably would have been one of the better games this season. I don't know how many games we've played so far, but if he had to kick that goal, goodness me.
Yeah, we're through 12 games, I'd say. My note on Tyson Stengel. Stengel played the best game of the year, gritty, and finished it off. Set shots in front of goal, fantastic. Couldn't miss a thing.
Yep, definitely.
Perfect. And we got killed in the center. Center clearance is a huge problem. I know they're always a problem for us, but tonight was particularly standout. At one point early in the fourth quarter, it was 10 clearances to 3. We're getting smashed. And I know you've talked a lot about the Tom Stewart hit.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, though? What do you think? Can you understand the charge? Do they have a charging rule still? Is that applicable in this situation or not?
My only concern, I thought it was a really, really good hit. My only concern was that he didn't have any eyes to the ball. He was just completely fixed on Noah Anderson.
He ran past him.
And cleaned him up in the side. So
yeah, that's probably the one that worries me the most.
And it was the way that Noah Anderson's head hit the ground. But I'm not concerned.
He was in a bit of pain. I think Noah Anderson probably
few broken ribs. I hear.
I think most people, even the Gold Coast Suns themselves, probably thought, gee, that was a good hit. And probably, again, 20, 30 years ago, everyone will be applauding it. These days, it's like, well, it wasn't like Gary Ablett. It wasn't like Gary Ablett Sr. just crushing someone who decided in his stupidity to fill a hole, and Gary just killed him like Dipper in the 89 grand final. It wasn't anything like that, but CAFL,
but it was a fair contest. It was a fair knock. My only concern was that he was looking exactly where he wanted to hit. So I think he placed it well, but you could see he had no intent for the ball. That's my only concern.
Can I ask you, before you start to wrap up, because no one's, I don't think we've really spoken about this guy yet, Connor O'Sullivan or Sully O'Connor. What did you think about his game tonight? Because I think it was a bit of a mixed bag, but I thought overall really good for me, at least anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought he was really good. I think when I think about our back six at the moment, week in and week out, he stands out. Even in those games where he's not doing something spectacular. And you got to remember, like, every time a new Geelong player, think about it like Brad Close, Brian Myers, Jed Buse, whoever it is, they always raise the bar really high. Lawson Humphries was the same in his first couple of games. And so we're so accustomed to these kids coming in, hitting the ground running, which is what Connor O'Sullivan did. I know he's kind of cooled it a little bit, but I think this is the time of year where you want them to cool it a little bit because we've got a huge run home. We want him to remain healthy. So I think he did all of the things I wanted him to do. His footy jersey number was present on the screen a lot of the night. So it was complete, like, even though he didn't do any like super heroic marks that we used to, I think he did all the things that were good for the back six.
I think so. I think he played as part of that unit. He did his role really well. And there were some really hot moments where it's like, and he's got this is probably the area of his game he'll get better at over time.
Yeah.
When it's the pressure's on, he goes bang. He like a little 2 meter handball. He just hammers it. It's like, you just got to slow it down a little bit, but that'll come with time. It will.
Yeah.
His mind's racing. He's still young. Sam DeConning is surprised. That is the thing. He's got the softest hands ever. He's fantastic with that side of his game.
Yeah. SDK's getting a lot of hate right now, and I'm not saying it. Yeah. I'm not saying it.
Pardon me.
I think he's doing his bit.
He's fine.
I think he's
been thrown around everywhere. It's hard. Look, can you imagine? I don't know, just in your normal day-to-day job. We need you to do this. Actually, stop doing that. We need you to do this. Now we need you to do that. Like, can you just let me settle in a bloody role, please? I just want to come in to do my job, but we keep asking him to do everything. But I guess that's the Geelong DNA, isn't it? Well, it seems to be what we're trying to build. We need 22 Swiss Army knives. We want you to do a bit of everything. And
look, I'm happy for them to get weird with it. I'm glad. So my last talking points, I've got 3 quick ones.
Yep.
First of all, Ollie Henry getting managed. Thought that was well overdue. Tweeted about it during the week. So happy with that. Seeing Jack Martin come in, that's my second talking point. What was the feeling of Jack Martin? I thought he was I thought he was decent.
I think I think you never played with these 22 other guys in your life, apart from on the training track. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to know how to fit in. Did his best, I guess. Definitely didn't disgrace himself and got him through. And I thought he just looked like a good fit. I'll judge him a little bit. Couple more games to see how he goes. In different situations against different opponents, but I think he'll play again next week. And
definitely. My view on Jack Martin is he was excelling. I think when he was the Blues, he was that 7-figure man that was like, okay, we've paid you the big bucks. You need to be that elite player that we want you to be. And the reality is he's probably more of a role player. And I think seeing him fit in tonight as a role player was good because we don't need him to be that superstar, kind of like we've paid you a huge amount of money, so you need to, pay us back in what we need. So I just think he fit in. I was what I was really surprised was him playing the back six. I did not pick that at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that pays off. But final thing. So next couple of games, Bombers, Lions, and then bye. Bombers, I mean, we've had their number for the last 20 years. I think like our average winning margin is something like 80 points. So
19 out of the last 22 games we've beaten.
Yeah, something awful like that. I'm exaggerating. I think our average winning margin's about 80 points. So bye week, Lions, bye week will be nice.
Geez,
if we lose that game, I'm concerned. Yeah.
I'll be very concerned. Get through it. I think if anything, we'll be a little cocky after 5 wins in a row. And then the Giants.
Yeah, this is where we let down, isn't it? Yeah.
Lions will want to prove something to us a little bit.
Yeah.
Mate, I love it when you come on.
Future's bright.
I love the fact that you don't necessarily feel like you need to agree with everybody else and you just call it how it is.
Yeah.
And I did find I agree with most of what you said tonight, though. But yeah, no.
Look, if we all agreed with everyone, it'd be pretty boring to watch.
It's bloody boring. So that's the good thing about this show. We get a lot of different people on with different opinions. And as I said, I was at the game. I saw it a certain way. I'm like, Ryan Myers. I didn't think he was that good, but everyone else.
I'm serious. I'm all that's said and done. Ryan Myers, 1 vote. Yeah.
There you go. And it sounds like the chat's got a bit of love for Brian Myers as well. And clearly Max Holmes. Sometimes you're too good, like Danger was a few years ago, and everyone was like, it's just Danger. He's Jezza. You set a really high bar, and if you're not,
and Jezza, 0 efficiency, 0 scores, 0 anything. Well, that was, take the week off.
What most amount of game time too. He doesn't want to come off the ground.
I saw Paddy got in the way of one. He was trying to mark the ball, and Paddy was right there. And then I think Paddy very late, turned it into like, no, I'm here to block, but he'd already ruined Jez's mojo. So yeah, be interesting with those two.
Well, there'll be a conversation, I'm sure, through the week about the Jezza Dangerfield situation again. Mate, always a pleasure. Enjoy the evening. Enjoy the replay if you get around to it at some stage. Enjoy Game 2 of the NBA Finals if you're going to watch that tomorrow night. I'm not sure if you will.
I will be. And enjoy the long weekend. And
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Take care, mate. All right. Now, Lucas, if you're ready, turn your camera on. Just while you're doing that, I'll have a little look in the chat. There he is. Has he got the shirt on? All right. I don't have my explicit graphic at the moment, but all right. Here he is, Lucas. Hello.
Well, where is the explicit content? Where is that? What's going on with the internet these days?
It's working fine for me a little bit tonight.
Oh. Fantastic. Well, do we have any Gold Coast people on tonight?
No, I reached out to all 13 of them, but no one got back to me. So I'm hoping, if they're watching,
I didn't think so because, as you said, they don't have any fans to have a fan channel. True. That's too bad. And what about GWS? What frauds are they? How did we let Jesse Hogan kick 7 on us 3 weeks ago? That's O'Sullivan DK's fault. Dickheads, get out of the club. All right, now today's game. Well, it was we showed Ross the boss, didn't we? We can actually win a game under 70 points. So Ross the boss, your tactics aren't that special, are they? No. It was a fantastic win. We've got a good draw coming up, and I hope we get top 2. We need top 2, and we need, Ben. Most importantly, we need those finals in Geelong, not the MCG. We need them in Geelong.
I don't think we're going to play GWS. I feel like Cats are going to finish top 4 now, and we're probably only going to play a home final if it's a qualifying final or an elimination final against a GWS, and it's just not feeling like that's going to align at the moment. I think GWS.
I'll tell you what. We might finish first or second. I think the Crows will finish 3rd or 4th. We might get the Crows in Geelong.
Crows are going good. Crows are going well.
Well, you haven't been monitoring the chat because my mum's been on the chat all night, just like she was in the space last night. She's been up and about. She's next. She's next door.
What, has she gone to bed? Did you say? Oh
no, no. She's listening next door, so she can actually hear me. She might come through barging in, or she might be in the.
Go and surprise her, like Ethan did before. I don't know if you saw you on earlier with Ethan waking his brother up. It's been a great show. I've loved the show tonight. We've had Declan just jumping all over Bianca, which is fantastic, and Ethan waking up his brother. That's good. Has Lukas got pants on? Brendan says.
Yeah, I haven't got the red shorts. I've got the Footscray. You know the Footscray. I've actually got Footscray shirts on the Bulldogs. They're not really Footscray merchandise, but they've just got Bulldogs on them. So no, not the red shorts. But we'll save that for Brisbane. We'll save that for Brisbane when we're a lock for top 2. But no, my mum might come through the barging through the door. It's funny because I can hear my own voice next door. It's a weird feeling coming through the camera, or her phone. Sorry. So
she's got it blaring. Hello, Lindy.
Yep, she'll come in the chat. She came in our space last night, and it was absolutely chaos and mayhem. Poor Darren Gilmore. We witnessed a murder on the space. She came in and absolutely destroyed him. Shout out to Gilmore. Also, a little shout out to Vince, who's not feeling great. So I hope she gets better. And if you are feeling that way, there's no shame in crying out for help, which she's done, which is a good thing. So I hope she gets better. But no, it was a good space last night. What we did, you fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. Some life advice going on in the chat as soon as you fell asleep and disconnected. So I'm a bit sad with that. I was going to get some good education with that one. Some love education, Ben. Then you fell asleep. So thank you for that. So that's some advice I could have needed.
Next time. Mum's coming.
She might.
Is Mum going to debut? Is Mum about to debut?
Isn't this going to be the best post-game live ever? Yeah, here she is. Come on. Here you go.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for being kind to me. I love my son, Lukas.
And go Geelong, most importantly.
Go the Crows.
Is he allowed to go on the internet with no shirt on? Is that? Are you okay with that? Lukas makes his own decisions.
Are you okay with me having a shirt on? No, she says no. Absolutely not, especially my shape. That's a bit mean.
Your shape's fine.
Gee. Yeah. No, she didn't say. There you go. She's made an official debut. You got to give the people what they want on this channel. But no, we watched the Crows and Brisbane game. I have to be careful what I say here because I do live with her. So
you do.
Yeah. Good luck if Geelong play the Crows in the prelim. Yeah. Good luck for me. I'm going to need that.
Wow. You might need a new place to live if that happens. I know your mum loves you very much. I know that she's made it very, very clear she loves you. I'm sure she won't kick you out.
It can get very, very emotional. I might have to sleep in the uni building where I play cricket that night. Go to the casino. No controversial decisions, please. That would be nice. You remember last year in Geelong there was a controversial decision with the holding the ball.
I don't remember that.
With the last 2 minutes, there was a holding the ball in that. Yeah, it was. Well, I remember that. Very, very controversial with Tom Stewart, who dropped the ball and should have been holding the ball. But I don't remember it.
No, I don't. I don't know. No.
Well, okay.
The highlights.
Well, we won the game. We won the game anyway. But when it gets close, it can be a little bit. It can be a pressure cooker. It can be an absolute pressure cooker waiting to explode. So when it's like a 50 or 60 point margin, one of us can go to bed. Like when they played us in the semi-final. I think it was the semi-final in Adelaide. Sorry, the prelim in Adelaide. Yeah, I was in bed pretty early that night because we got belted. So
That was horrible. That was horrible.
yeah, it was a horrible night. Yeah. I think I went to bed crying. But no, it can get a bit emotional. But anyway, she's made her debut. We've gave the people what they want. Yep. Now today's game. So I'm just going to take a drink here.
Are you cold? Are you cold at all?
Oh, it's about 8 degrees. It's about 8 degrees. So, well, I'll tell you what. We got some cricket coming up. The World Test Championship
on Friday next week. Is that right?
Yeah, the cricket whites are going to come on for the space. So I'll be in my cricket gear. I'll be wearing sunscreen. That's going to look good when it's about 4 degrees in the middle of winter. And then we got the West Indies late at night. So maybe I'll do a coin toss there via green screen. But no,
should we have 2 post games? So we've got the Cats playing on Saturday against Saturday night.
Yeah.
I think against Saturday twilight. So it'll be similar type of maybe at 9 o'clock. Maybe probably a little bit earlier because I'm not going to the game. But that's the Saturday night. But the Friday night is the World Test Championships. Are you potentially interested in getting involved in something in the YouTube space? I know Paul's put his hand up a couple of times to get involved, whether his schedule allows for it. But yeah.
Well, of course, I'll be watching it heavily.
Wednesday
so
night,
absolutely.
Jimmy says Wednesday night anyway. So.
Yeah. Yes, because it's on the 10th, I believe. So I think so. Yeah, well, 100%. We can do something like that. Absolutely, I'm all for that.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But anyway, today's game. No, it was pretty solid win. I thought we controlled majority of this game. The second quarter when they came back was a little bit iffy. That's the stream after the grand final, Spartacus.
Spartacus, I'll tell you what I want. I want to see Lukas have a full shave down. Get the shave the arms, and the shoulders, and the chest. I want to just get the spray. Whatever is it? The cream. I know the shaving cream, and just get the razor blade out and just have a full shave down on after the flag win. That I don't know why I went there. Sorry, people. What am I doing? Continue, Lukas. What do you think about the game? Tell us about the game.
Oh, I'll get back to you on that one. Well, isn't this enough? Isn't the beard and the haircut enough?
No, you do look a bit more streamlined. It's nice. You've put a bit of effort in. Didn't obviously pull the shirt out, but you put a bit of effort into the grooming at least, which is nice to see, mate.
So it's called the cricket hair. I don't like playing in with long hair. It gets annoying. So there you go. Especially when you're wearing a helmet, Ben. And when you're keeping, it becomes really annoying, especially if you had a long fucking day and you just want to yell and scream. But anyway, no, Gold Coast game for the 100th time. No, second quarter was a little bit nervous. Then we just kicked away after half time. I thought our third quarter was pretty good. Finally, we had a decent third quarter, Ben. That's a first.
And no Bailey Smith rev up at half, just before the half, the second half as well. He normally is the one that gets the boys up and going. But we came out hot. It was good. It was good to see. Things went our way, and we just held sway a little bit, and then fourth quarter we do the best fourth quarter team going around.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what didn't go our way was that number 21 dickhead umpire who did everything in his power to give some free kicks to Gold Coast. I hope that guy never umpires our game ever again. Save that for Essendon or Carlton and Collingwood. You know, leave our matches alone, please, dickhead. But no, fantastic win. Good bump by Tom Stewart. Unlike Connor Nash, remember Connor Nash's hit, that dirty mongrel hit. You know, that's how you properly do it. If if he gets a week for that, the bump's dead. The AFL have said, if you hit the head, then you're in trouble. He didn't hit his head. The problem is his head hit the ground with whiplash. So he made that whiplash. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But the bump was through his body. So if you're going to suspend Tom Stewart, now you're saying, well, you can't bump in general. If you can't bump in general, the game's dead. You might as well come out and say, we're legalising the bump at any kind of hit to the body. So I hope not. Who's the player that he hit? I forgot.
Noah Answorth, I think.
Yeah. So he did a HCT. Did he pass that?
Well, he didn't come back. He sat out the final 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, okay.
I felt like it was probably beyond reach at that point anyway, and he would have been really sore. So I don't know what value he would have given the Suns at that point in time. But yeah, he's definitely in a lot of pain, at least anyway. So might not.
Well, it's interesting because with the tackle last night with Peeling, these are two different things, but same outcome. Lockie Neal, didn't do a HCC, or did one and passed it, and Peeling got a game. So it seems to me that they don't care about what happens to the player. It's just action and just the action alone. But once again, they've said if you can hit the body, you're fine. So I'd be so confused if they give him a game after coming out and saying don't hit the head, you hit the body, you're fine. But we don't know what the AFL thinks with Laura Kane, Andrew Dillon. We don't know what the hell they think. Michael Christians, I think, is the match review officer. We don't know what he thinks anymore. He just makes it up, in my opinion. Gives games to anybody except if you're Carlton.
Wow. But even when they do, it's like the Carlton lawyers step in and go, "Oh, no, sorry, we're not accepting that. You won't be suspending these Carlton players. We're getting them off, and that's how it is."
Yeah, but do you remember? Do you remember the Dangerfield tackle on Cruiser?
Yeah, it was a great one on Cruiser.
Where he got suspended, where Danger got suspended in his Brownlow year, where he should have won the Brownlow.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
That was a load of shit. So with incidents like that, it gets me worried. But I thought there's a lot of good players that had good games today. Stengel, I thought, was fantastic. One of his best game for the year. DK, I thought DK was very good. I said to you on this show, he's been struggling the last couple of weeks. I thought he was really good, in my opinion. Max Holmes, just runs and runs, doesn't he? Just a little road runner that just won't stop. Dempsey's the best winger in the AFL. It's not even close. His running power, two-way running power. That's me for saying time's up.
No, it's Paul.
Paul. It's Paul.
I'm gonna. He was going to come on. He said he was, but he's had a very busy week. So Paul.
Oh, okay.
He's slipped into the Ninja Turtle pajamas again. He's into bed. He's got the Doona cover pulled up to his chin and the shredder. I think it's the shredder Doona cover. I think it is. But he's actually recorded his little match reaction video already. I believe I've got that queued up here. So you got to check this one out. First thing tomorrow. There's Max Home giving Matty Rowell a bit of a lesson. This is how we do it at Geelong. But that'll drop. I think that'll look at you sucking down the. What is it? What are you drinking? Show us. Hold it up. Product placement. KC. What is it?
LA Ice.
LA Ice. Cool. That's one for DJ Darren. We were talking about that a few weeks ago. Now we just need a sponsorship. We've got the Shannon Pizza sponsorship locked away quite nicely. Actually, while I've got you, who do you reckon's leading the Shannon Pizza tonight? Who? I'm not going to award it immediately. But who would you have in the chat? I mean, you probably wanted to give it to your mum, but she's about 2,000 kilometres away, and I can't give it to her.
That would be nice. No, well, I thought I was going to say Bianca and Declan, but when I won it early in the year, they already got their pizza.
They haven't won it outright yet. They haven't won it on their own yet, so it's a possibility.
Oh, yeah, so I won it and I gave it up, because I think if you delivered it to South Australia, it'd be cold. But no, that would That would be my tip. But no, listen, a good solid win against a dangerous team. They've got a dangerous midfield. Their midfield did get a hold of us, but I'm kind of glad Dangerfield played more minutes in the forward line. He didn't play much minutes in the midfield. I thought that was really good. No Bailey Smith, so that was a bit of a risk by Chris Scott not to put Danger in there as much. And yes, we did get smashed a couple of times, but I thought Atkins on Rorel was very good. I thought he was very good. At times he did get away, but I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I'll get to my 3-2-1. So 3 votes obviously is going to be Tyson Stengel, Stengun. Obviously, 2 votes. I'm going to give DeConey. I thought he was really solid. I thought these last 2 weeks have been. Yeah, I thought his last 2 weeks. I said that against Hogan, he was absolutely pathetic. He was like the invisible man, Hogan. And I thought DK was solid today. Yeah, he probably wasn't playing on the best forward, but I thought he was really solid. And 1 vote goes to Max Holmes, the Roadrunner. I thought he was very good. Actually, you know what? Max Holmes is pretty obvious. I'm gonna go 1 vote Dempsey. I thought his 2-ray running is unbelievable. Like I said, he's the best winger in the game at the moment. He's already got 2 hands on that All Australian already.
I did watch him tonight, Dempsey. I'm glad you mentioned that because there was one point where he was in the defensive end, probably at the defensive 50, and then the ball sort of switched. I think Gold Coast was switching, get on the ice, and then he started running at a pace down to the other end, and then he was the deepest defender at one point. So sorry, he was inside forward 50, and then it got down the other end after we turned it over, and he was the deepest. I'm like, how did he just run 150 meters? And this would have been probably 4th quarter.
Well, he's a champion runner. He did champion athletics, so it's all good being an attacking winger, but doing it 2 ways, like attacking and defense. That's I think that what sets him apart. He runs from one side of the field to the other. So and I know Maxie, he did fantastic, but I think we just got to reward the defensive effort that he showed today. Well, and with this Ben, West Coast had a similar sponsor. It was just Coke with no ice. So no, just Coke with no ice. I think West Coast in those 90s, Ben, when they played us, probably were on that sponsorship deal, some way of another. A
couple of drops of tranquilizer thrown in there as well. It's the ketamine.
Stateside against us. How they got away with that, no idea. But it is what it is. You bunch of cheats. But no, we moved on. They're a bit shit right now. We probably will take their best player next year in Harley Reid, maybe. But anyway, no, I think good chat again, Ben. We've got to do more spaces. We'll host some more.
I'm just running a poll at the moment. I'm just about to run a poll. I'm going to get your mum in the poll for the pizza as well. Lucas's mum. I got one more name. I'm trying to figure out. Just rolling through here. Just a couple of names. I reckon. Oh, who else can I get in there? Come on, throw some names at me in the chat too. By the way, before. No, all right. I'm going to go with 3. I reckon I'm going to go 3 names. Apologies if I've left anyone out. If I can just somehow send it, that'd be great. One more option. Let's give it to Shannon. Shannon Neal can be the 4th one because I'll somehow get a pizza delivered to the club. There we go. Starting the poll. Let us know what you think.
What? Spudalicious. My mum said. My mum said Spudalicious. Spudalicious.
Spudalicious. All right, we've run the poll. Spudalicious, you might have to wait till the next time. I don't even know if you're in Geelong, Spudalicious. I don't know where everyone is, but I believe Declan is winning at this stage. Lucas's mum is hit the front with 9 votes. Lucas's mum is winning. Who's voting, Lucas? We've had 10 votes. Anyway, I won't keep a running commentary here. We'll keep the show going a little bit longer. I'm just going to post.
Well, why you do that? I said this in the space last night. Essendon, no matter how shit we are or shit they are or how good they are, we own them. We'll beat them regardless. And it's not a rivalry, Ben. You keep saying, I know you're upset because of the top 4 predictions, but it's not a rivalry. We're more rivals to Richmond than what we are to Essendon. There's no history between Essendon. Do you remember rivalry round?
I do.
We for some this sort of, I looked at this a couple of days ago, and I thought who did the AFL give us regularly in rivalry round? It wasn't Hawthorn. It was bloody Melbourne. It was Melbourne.
Because we're the oldest teams, but we don't really have a rivalry with them.
But we've never really had a history with them either. No. If you want to go history with grand finals, other than Hawthorn, it'd be West Coast, or Carlton. But yeah, the Melbourne one really threw me. So, but anyway, I guess it is what it is with the schedule. It was years ago, but that was a bit strange by the AFL giving us Melbourne during those years in rivalry round. So,
I didn't really rate that one. It's always Hawthorn, really. There's only one rival, and maybe Collingwood, but they've got heaps of other rivals, so we wouldn't. They probably wouldn't consider us to be. Every time you take a swig, it makes me laugh. I don't know why. Let's get your final thoughts, mate, before we start to wrap the show up for tonight. We'll probably go over 2 hours in the end. And if I have just posted the guest link again, if anyone else wants to jump on late in the piece, we do have about 145 times 2 eyeballs on the show. So if you do want to get on, just have your say by all means. But Lucas, bring us home. Are you going to open up OnlyFans? Is that happening? Because there's a lot of requests for the OnlyFans. Do you already have one? And if not, what is it going to take to get an OnlyFans? Should we use Kerry's donations tonight in the super chat to help get that started?
Mate, I wouldn't make an OnlyFans if it was to solve world hunger. So absolutely no chance. That's going to happen. This is all you're going to get. This is all you're going to get. Well, maybe for the grand final, the red shorts might come off. But respect the kids in the chat. No, this is all you're going to see. I'll come on for free. The show's clown, and like I said, I keep saying this every week. If I bring in more likes being stupid and silly, well, so be it. That works for me. But no, Essendon, that's easy. We'll win by 50 plus points. I wasn't going to go here because I don't want to anger people, but I'm not that upset Shannon was injured, but I didn't want him to be injured. You know what I mean? I didn't want him to be dropped like that. Yeah. You cursed me.
You cursed me.
I said he should be dropped to the 2s, but I didn't want it to. I did. Oh, fuck off, Lucas only fan. But I didn't want him to be injured like that. So I hope it's only a week, and then maybe you can be dropped the 2nd week, and then the 3rd week, and then we'll see. But I think it's Polkinghorn's time. I'd play Polkinghorn. Bring back Ollie Henry, of course. But it for some reason, Chris Scott doesn't trust kids for some reason. Like the young players, he never really has he? He's never really, gave them faith. Like Closey, all those times on the sub roll, though he did get a full game today.
Which was got a full game, yeah.
Which was good, yeah. But look, final thoughts. Just be Essendon. That's all we have to do. And if you do any spaces this week, come on. It is good fun. You might see me get absolutely murdered by my own mother, like Darren Gilmore did. Shout out to him if he's going to watch. So it is good fun. Ben fell asleep.
Yes,
So,
It's riveting.
so hopefully, if Paul's listening to this, which he will be, I want to see Paul get on. You get on the space. And maybe
You can
we
play-
can
You can do that at the same time. You can multitask.
I
It's been played.
thought about that. Maybe me and Paul can do a gaming space. But I think we play different games. I'm more of a racer guy. Like Forza, Gran Turismo, RPGs, etc. So but it's available. But no, I'll see you back next week or whenever. Hopefully, maybe the cricket space, the cricket live on cricket.
Yep, that'll be the one.
And
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Maybe all of them. Who knows? We'll see.
So yeah, I'll get off. All right, and well, thank you for having me, and and goodbye. Oh, before I do go, I'll take one more.
Oh, very good.
Since you love it so much, there you go. Kind regards.
Go Cats. Oh, wow, what a show. Thanks everyone in the chat. Thanks to all the guests that have come on tonight. It's not too late. If you do want to get on this evening, by all means, use the link. I've dropped it a few times in the chat. I'll drop it one last time if you want to jump on. I don't know if this is the right. Is it the link? Yeah, it is the link. Not the Lucas OnlyFans one. I'll drop it one last time. Skull. Lucas with his LA Ice. We need to contact LA Ice and get a sponsorship. Paul, get onto that if you can. Pull yourself out of bed. Paul's had a very busy week this week. He's actually hasn't been on PostGame Live 2 weeks in a row now. He didn't like the fact that I suggested that we maybe hurry up the guests a little bit. We don't let him go on for 45 minutes. I think Brendan Vella might have the record for being on for 50 minutes one night. I like to hear a lot of different voices come on, but Paul likes to let people talk too long. I think there's a bit of a mix. I think it was like 80% of people that voted on the poll on YouTube had it about 5 to 10 minutes is probably good. But we do want to get to the point where we get about 20 or 30 voices rolling through the show. So we'll definitely get there at one point. We're only a couple of years into this thing now. It's very, very early days. Lucas won't sleep tonight with that much cola beverage in him. Probably not. Now I believe Lucas's mum is absolutely dominating the poll. But you're in South Australia, and I can't see you coming over anytime soon. Shannon Neal's coming second. So Shannon Neal's bumped Declan into third place on the ladder. I'm going to have to. Sorry, Lucas's mum. I'm going to overrule this one. I'm going to go. I'm going to give this one to Shannon Neal. Sorry, Declan, but I'm going to somehow find a way to get a pizza delivered to the club. A bit of love for Shannon Neal with a sore foot. So. At least Lucas's mum's still getting votes at this point, even when I've already sort of overruled it. I'm ending the poll. All right. Let me see. Have I got any questions? I'm going to end the Q. Oh, I'll keep the Q&A open for a little bit longer, but I'll have a look what we've got in the Q&A at the moment. Couple of questions. Let's see how I do this. How do I do? How do I do this? Select a question. What does that do? Does that work? I don't know. I don't know what that does. Maybe it's not going to work. I'm not sure. Can you see the question in the chat? I'm new to this. Great game. Cats purring along nicely, says Brian Wickham. Yes, absolutely flying, aren't we? Cats are going really well. 4 wins in a row, 8 wins out of 10. And it just feels like 2022 all over again. Are we going to get there? I don't know. I'd like to think so. Question from Gorilla in a gimp suit that pops up somehow. Do you think a 26-12 penalty count can be seen as anything other but cheating? It's disappeared on me again. Anything other but cheating? It was Collingwood 33-14. I don't know. I struggle with the free kick stuff. I don't know. I don't feel like there's. I generally don't believe there's a conspiracy. I'm not that. Yeah, I don't believe that. But do I believe that sometimes the bigger clubs with the louder fans get more of the love from the umpires? Yeah, I kind of feel that's probably something that happens, whether the umpires realise it or not. I wouldn't have thought it would be that bad, though. But you'd always think you get a little bit more of the friendly whistle in those situations. But anyway, that's just what it is. All right, we're ending the Q&A. I think that's all there is there. Back to the live chat again. Pizza winner, Lucas's mum had 38. I am going to give it to Shannon Neal. I reckon if I kept it open a little bit longer, Shannon might have got it. Declan, keep active. You'll get another pizza opportunity in your own right at one point. Maybe Shannon. Maybe I'll mention it to Shannon Neal. He might hand it on to you again. We'll see. We'll never know. I'll finish the show shortly. And I want to thank everyone, of course, for it's been a fun chat tonight. It's actually been one of the better episodes. It's been pretty clean too, which is nice. Usually this time of night, we kind of get a little down and dirty, but we've kept it reasonably clean this evening, I would say. But thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to Shannon Pizza for providing the large pizza every week. And sorry I couldn't get it out last week because the show died on me because of the internet connection, but we did give it to Jackie through the week as well. So, yes, we got it out to Jackie. We made sure Jackie's got it. Don't know whether Jackie's had her pizza yet, but I'm sure she'll get onto that at some point, hopefully over the long weekend, if not in the next week or two, whenever Jackie wants to. So that's good. And also, thank you, Cyril Cook Florist. They honestly, we couldn't do it without them, to be honest. They are a massive sponsor of ours. They've really helped us put this show together. Will financially back the show. It's takes a lot of time and effort to put these things together, believe it or not. I know I'm just sitting here in front of a camera and talking to people as they come on, but there's actually a little bit that goes on behind the scenes, and we thank Cyril for their support. So drop your flowers. Thank you, Brendan, in the chat down the bottom there. Drop your flowers. Show them some love, and don't forget to use the 20% discount there as well. All right, final thoughts from me before I start to wrap things up. Yeah, just look overall, really happy with the performance from the Cats tonight. I couldn't have asked for anything more, considering the conditions. You're always going to make mistakes. There's going to be turnovers. It's not going to be pretty football, but I like the way the Cats went about it right from the opening bounce. I just thought they knew what the conditions were going to be like, and they played to it perfectly, and they just held Gold Coast at arm's length the whole time and just said, look, it's nice that you've come to visit us and all that, but we're a little bit busy right now and we've got winning to do, and maybe try again next year and see how you go. So thanks to Gold Coast for showing up at least, and all 13 fans of yours for coming along and buying some seats. That was great. We heard you a couple of times tonight. That was nice. Cats fans were pretty quiet too, but it was a miserable night at the footy. It was very cold. I'm sitting here in the garage with a coat on, and I've got the heater under the desk, keeping my legs nice and warm. And I've had my coffee mug, my Cats coffee. Needed to get the coffee through the late shift on PostGame Live, so that's fun. Thanks to everyone. I should say, also, as I'm doing some thanks to the Patreon and YouTube supporters as well. I don't give you a shout out as much as I should. But to each and every one of you, I think we've got 39 or 40 Patreons and about 4 or 5 people that have joined as members of the YouTube channel as well. So appreciate that support. It's not the money side of it really. It's just giving us the backing to keep doing what we're doing, and we absolutely love you for that. Now, Paul's going to be putting the finishing touches on his match reaction video, which I'll just pin up. That's going to drop tomorrow morning. He's going to wake up bright and early, and I think he's just got to edit a little bit out of that. But that's ready to go. Max Holmes, the cover athlete on that one. So make sure you click that one. Make sure you like the video too, because it's the way YouTube works sometimes. If you want to support us, the best way you can do it really is by just liking some of the videos, because it just sends it out to more people. So it's just a button click on your phone or on your PC or whatever you use, a laptop or iPad or whatever your device is. Just click the like button. It does help, believe it or not, more eyeballs, and we can build this community. And that's what we're really about at the Hoops Crew, building a community of Cats fans, and that includes supporting other content creators as well, like Hoops There It Is and Lockie Miller and Ripper and Fipper and all those guys. Get around them as well. We're all one at Catland. We want to support everyone, so show them some love as well. And I probably missed a couple too, but I can't remember who you are at the moment. I'll apologise and move on. All right. Tomorrow, yes, we've already talked about the Paul thing. Paul's back on Monday night as well for the live show. That live show is building. If you haven't checked out Paul's live show this year, I know Post-Game Live is the centerpiece. Paul, it is what it is. It's the one that people flock to, the one they want to see, the one they want to join in on. But it's Paul on his own. He doesn't allow guests. It's all about him. He refuses to have guests on. It's like, no, this is my time. The camera's on me. It's all about me. But that's every Monday and Thursday night. I'm just teasing a little bit, Paul. But make sure you check that one out. That is probably the Thursday night version is my favourite time of the week because I'm a bit done with the footy, the last game by that point. I want to talk about who we got coming up next, and I love betting up on Essendon, so I'll be looking forward to putting some show notes together there as well. So we usually do a bit of trivia and have a bit of a look at the history, a big deep dive into the opponent, and some milestones. I don't think we've got any milestones coming up this week. I know they've got the Paddy Dangerfield one in a couple of weeks' time, which everyone will be excited about. So check that one out. An absolutely awesome effort from the chat tonight. Absolutely fantastic effort from everyone. I've really appreciated it. My phone's just gone to sleep. That's fine. I'm about to sign off. Appreciate you all. I love everyone, every single one of you. I love this football club. How good is it? You're blushing. Mitch Hardy After Dark. We should rename it Mitch Hardy After Dark, Brendan. I absolutely agree. Paul does need to be better too, I think. Lots of love, especially I'm going to show some love to Flash Movie True. Settle there. I'm going to show some love to Lucas's mum as well. Lindy, thank you for making your debut tonight. Everyone's welcome to make a debut on Post-Game Live. You just got to click the link. As I said, you don't have to turn your camera on if you're a bit shy. I think everyone who's watched this show for long enough knows I've said it a couple of times. I'm pretty shy in real life. I'm sitting here in a garage and it's only me in here. Yes, there's people watching, but it's just me. So you just forget that there's 300 people watching or whatever, 1,000 people probably by the end of the next couple of days that watch these videos. So anyway, I've waffled on enough. I'm going to end the stream. Thanks, everyone. Go Cats, 4 in a row. Let's make it 5 in a row next week. Until next time, take care. Look after each other and go Cats.
It's time for the show. Dropping pussy town facts, mids, forwards, and backs. Representing G-Town while talking the smack. Clashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuts. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Paul's on fire, brings a mic to life. Don't fuck with P-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. In the studio, Jake's bringing the noise. With Johnny and Sambo, the chaps chat boys. They're electric and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Betty and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Brad with the sleeves, Max Holmes and Jack Bowes. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the G-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking insane, taking over the throne. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops